they're so jaded, dude. They're so jaded. Like if you think I'm younger than you guys by maybe like 5 years or 4 or 5 years, I think, it's not huge, but it is enough to have a little bit of a different experience while dating and growing up. The
Right.
people
They're
now,
nihilistic. They're nihilistic,
dude,
for
they're
this reason.
they're cooked.
They have
5
great
years.
comedy though. They like memes, like really dark shit that's fun.
I love it, dude. I
Like
can't
on X and stuff.
listen. I don't know what'll happen to our birth rates,
It's
but our
plummeting
humor,
still.
is going up, baby. Like the birth rates may be going down, but our sense of humor and our IQ and like what we can make fun of and really, because why does humor get us? Because it's true. I'm not on the apps anymore, but when you're on dating apps, girls have vividly in their bio no coffee dates.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait. And the men that reply to that and they go, oh, whatever you want, I'll take you out to whatever. Bro, send those fucking simps to China.
Average date night, according to some stats, is 189 per couple. And 41% of the population that makes $100,000 or more, they barely have $500 as a cushion at the end of the day of expenses. So even people making 100 grand plus, 189 is still a lot. So that says a lot about what's going on right now.
You have this girl now. She's being put at a place where these simps that I'm talking about need to be sent to fucking China. These guys are spending a bunch of money on her. And so what does that do? It creates this economy.
There's a discrepancy for
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It creates this economy now where for me to go out with a girl that's way better looking than her, I got to be paying way more and do it because she expects that or whatever. This is not really how it is, but there is a subconscious level of this. You know what I mean? Really, you're going to find out if this person is pleasant to be, if they're just interested in going out and spending money while you're texting. So that's how you avoid this. But there are stupid men that are ready to just throw money because they have no personality.
Those are the ones that have it, though, usually. Those, I mean,
that have money?
No. Like they can afford to not have personality because they have the money. The ones that don't have the money have to have the personality. And that's why, like, I think dating apps are like the worst thing to do if you have no money. You just go meet the girl in person.
Well,
use your charisma.
Well, if you're good looking, you're gonna get laid, dude. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, fellas, keep it simple, stupid. KISS, hit them up, be like, yo, what's up? You trying to hit up the pool? You trying to hit up the hot tub? Trying to go for a walk? What's up? If she's attracted to you enough, she'll do that. And if she's not, that is not worth your time. She's looking for excitement in other ways. She's looking for clout. She's trying to post a story so motherfuckers can see she's out there. It's not worth your time.
So with today's show, we're seeing everyone's living paycheck to paycheck and living with their parents. CNBC statistics says that 64% of those making $50,000 to $100,000 per year, and then 41% of those making $100,000 to $250,000 per year earners. These are people that are employed, live paycheck to paycheck, and that's defined as having $500 or less every month at the end of all your expenses. I feel like everyone's in this boat, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's pretty accurate. $189 for a date. I mean, it's freaking crazy. I mean, I could start ranting on and on about how that price hike for an average date night, which for young people should be something they look forward to, something they like. They're going out together, exploring the city. This is something that people that work 9 to 5 have something to look forward to for the weekend.
Right.
So let's just break it down really quick. If you make $2,000 a month, right? If you make $2,400 a month, okay, and every week you're wasting $200.
It's a shit ton of money,
bro. That's $800 a month that you're spending out of your $2,400. If you want to be a regular person in society who does things.
How much did you say per year, though? Or you said per month? You make how much?
$2,400.
Well, that's
so it's like 30% or so.
But that's nothing. Why did I say that number? Because
why did you say that number?
This is what young people are going to be making, right? This is what young people make, like $2,400. Very little. People our age make more than that. But I'm talking like people that are 18 to 25 years old.
Right.
People that are out, don't live with their parents, living alone. Not everybody is super lucky that they can live. I could live with my parents after I graduated. Didn't last long.
Mhm.
We didn't have a house anymore,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm sure we all were able to live with our parents. Some people don't have that luxury, bro. Some people are on their own, and they're on their own after high school. They're working their dick and tits off. Okay, it's just true. And then what they bring home is less than $2,500. Okay, they probably have roommates, and then if they want to be a part of society, you're going to be spending money. You know, so this is why you have like incel, indoors gamer culture so much. It's so much
That's why it's
easier.
skyrocketing. Yeah.
It's so much easier. You know, personally, me, I'd rather stay home and play video games with my boys than go out and spend $1,000. You know, when you're older, it's more than $200. It's more than $189.
It's like 250 is, I think, the reality. I think I saw in the study as a millennial, it's about 250 for a date night, which is insane.
For us, it's more, dude. That's on a chill side. Okay, if I want to go out and have a good time in LA and to an event, that's like $300-400, bro.
Yeah,
like
minimum.
an event.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's why cafes are popping up everywhere. I think because that's like the best way to have a date is to spend like, I don't know, $12-15 on two coffees, or maybe $22.
Great thing to bring up here, right? So I'm not on the apps anymore, but when you're on dating apps, girls have vividly in their bio no coffee dates.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what does this do?
I'm glad you said that.
Let's just really break this down. So we should put those women in gulags and send them away to fucking Russia, bro. Okay, no, I'm serious. And the men
you're sounding like an incel.
Wait. And the men that reply to that and they go, oh, whatever you want, you know, I'll take you out to whatever. Bro, send those fucking simps to China and put them in slave Uyghur camps, bro. No, I'm so serious. Because what this does, and I'm about to make this a toxic episode. What this does is it gets an average girl, like an average looking girl. No, I'm very serious about this. It's called hoflation, okay? I'm gonna be clipping this. So
Hoflation, is that what you said?
Yeah, that's true. I've heard of it.
Okay, I coined that term,
bro. You have some girl, you know, maybe she's not super sweet. Okay, yeah. I love women. For the most part, all women are sweet. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not like an incel. Like, I love women. Okay, but I'm breaking down something that is about money here and about a young man and what he's going to do with his money, because young men are very stupid. Okay, so because of hoflation, you have a girl who's maybe not very pleasant. Like, she's not a sweet girl. Let's start off there. Okay, let's not even start off with looks. She's maybe not too pleasant to be around. Then maybe she doesn't care too much about her looks. Maybe she's extremely overweight, or she, you know, like just doesn't really care too much about her appearance. Not more than other girls that are actually trying to care about their appearance, working out, you know, are pleasant. They're literally trying to have a relationship with a man. They're not there to be taken out and go to expensive restaurants and take the money. You have this girl now. She's being put at a place where these simps that I'm talking about need to be sent to fucking China. These guys are spending a bunch of money on her. And so what does that do? It creates this economy.
There's a discrepancy for
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It creates this economy now where for me to go out with a girl that's way better looking than her, I got to be paying way more and do it because she expects that or whatever. This is not really how it is, but there is a subconscious level of this. You know what I mean? Really, you're going to find out if this person is pleasant to be, if they're just interested in going out and spending money while you're texting. So that's how you avoid this. But there are stupid men that are ready to just throw money because they have no personality.
Those are the ones that have it, though. Usually, those. I mean,
that have money.
No. Like they can afford to not have personality because they have the money. The ones that don't have the money have to have the personality, and that's why, like, I think dating apps are like the worst thing to do if you have no money. You just go meet the girl in person.
Well,
use your charisma.
Well, if you're good looking, you're gonna get laid, dude. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, 100%. If you're good looking, you don't have to worry. So I'm only getting riled up about the money thing because I don't spend money like that on girls. I'm gonna be real with you. I just don't. I never have. Even when I have girlfriends, I pay for the dinner and everything. But if I don't fucking know you, bro, we're going to get coffee. We're going to the park. You're gonna walk my fucking dogs, and I'm gonna see if you like animals. If you don't like animals, we have a huge problem here.
Next,
you know, I have a big pit bull. You know. But anyway, what I'm getting is I don't mind spending money at all with my girlfriend, my lady that I trust, and she loves me, and we have an intimacy thing here. You know, absolutely.
This is just dating, though. I mean, I guess it's anything actually. I guess it goes for anything, whether it's a relationship or not a relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you, AJ, to a point, but I think it's more. I think that's more the case in places like LA, New York, Miami.
100%.
You know what I
100%.
mean? Because I mean, for example, I mean, dating 10 years in Boston. I mean, I was always on the apps, right? And I mean, I never really. I don't think maybe there was a couple of times where I was
Why are you laughing? What the fuck is so
yeah, I
funny,
don't know.
dude?
And you get a kick out of something. I don't know.
Okay, you were dating in
He's trying to make a
Boston.
joke at me is what he's prepping to do.
No,
But,
I could just picture Nick on a dating app scrolling. That's it.
No, Nick, but you're right. I'm coming from
what do you
Miami.
mean? What?
I'm coming from
How else
Miami.
can I do it? With my nose? Like,
Nick, I understand what you're saying because I'm coming from Miami and you're coming
Yeah.
from Boston, and it is way different.
yeah, very much.
Well, that was
very
10
much.
years ago, though, too,
Yeah, and I
Nick.
mean, yeah, and I mean, majority of the dates I went on, we went for walks, went for a run, kayaking. You know, I was always like wanting to do more physical, you know, activities. So bike ride, whatever, right? I mean, there was really any times that I went on coffee dates because it's just, I mean, you're just kind of sitting there, you get coffee, yeah, this, that, and it is kind of boring, to be honest with you. But I think there's ways you can, you know, casually date if you're on the apps that don't involve spending a high amount of money. I mean, if you're looking, depends, I guess, on the crowd you're looking for, right? If where you're coming from, AJ, right? In Miami, LA, okay, you can go out to the club, you do this, so you get it, even out to dinner, right? You have to pay minimum 100, 150 just for food, and then you add in drinks and all of that, you know? But or are you referencing something different?
No. That's what I'm talking. But just imagine being a young man. Okay, before I was making good money, before I ever made like decent money. Okay,
Right.
imagine being a young man living on like scraps, and then going out with a girl who is expecting like a lot of crazy shit in Miami, you know, and then you meet like a nice girl in LA. Yeah, I've actually met nicer women in LA. I swear to God.
There are
meet a
better.
I believe that.
Nicer,
Yeah.
nicer.
Yeah. And you meet a nice girl in LA and she's kind of horrified by what you're expecting of her. Like what you're expecting she's going to be like, you know,
Right.
like she's like, wow, you expected me to like, sorry, you thought I wanted you to pay for all that, like kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I thought that, you know. The other thing is, dude, like what I recommend, this is not a dating podcast, but we're talking about we're talking about wholeflation here. Wholeflation. Maybe we'll name this episode the clip at least, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But I listen, fellas, keep it simple, stupid. KISS, you know, hit them up, be like, yo, what's up? You trying to hit up the pool? You trying to hit up the hot tub? Trying to go for a walk? What's up? You know, if she's attracted to you enough, she'll do that. And if she's not, that is not worth your time. She's looking for excitement in other ways. She's looking for clout. She's trying to post a story so motherfuckers can see she's out there. It's not worth your time, you know.
Yeah.
But hoflation. This causes. Oh, sorry. I know I'm just ranting, and this is actually a good topic for us to talk about.
Yeah.
But why did I bring this up? Because this is affecting the youth, our future, the future of our planet, the future of civilization, the future of the owners of the companies and the institutions that we currently live under. Okay, the future of that. They're so jaded, dude. They're so jaded. Like if you think I'm younger than you guys by maybe like 5 years or 4 or 5 years, I think, you know, it's not huge, but it is enough to have a little bit of a different experience while dating and growing up. You know,
Right? They're nihilistic. They're nihilistic,
dude. They're cooked. You know,
they have great comedy though. They like memes, like really dark shit that's fun.
I love it, dude. I
like
can't
on apps and stuff.
Listen, I don't know what'll happen to our birth rates,
It's
but our
plummeting
humor,
still.
but our humor is going up, baby. Like the birth rates may be going down, but our sense of humor and our IQ and like what we can make fun of and really, because why does humor get us? Because it's true. When we see something that's funny,
but usually people's sense of humor is, I feel like in the culture goes up when shit's bad, right? And there's a reason for it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's either that you laugh about it or you go jump off a bridge, like
right,
you know.
So let me repeat that.
Actually, so just a statistic that came out,
Okay.
I think it was maybe a couple of weeks ago. Gen Z drinking is apparently up. So they were finding
I thought it was
that Gen Z
down.
was actually drinking.
I thought it was down too.
It was, and then they did another, I guess, study around it, and now it's back up over the past. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like 2 years
I
or
think
so.
it's always been up. But the reason why it fell or shows in some studies, like before the one that you read, Nick, is
Mhm.
because of inflation. Honestly,
Yeah,
alcohol is more
agreed.
expensive.
Right. It
That's
all-
why
all
people
ties
choose not
back
to
in.
buy.
You want to see something interesting? That wholeflation has infected and has affected society so much that the brand new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day,
Yeah.
I
he's
haven't watched
literally he's literally a fucking gym cell. It's literally
what?
about a gym cell, a gym incel. Like,
Oh,
sorry, my
interesting.
boomer cousin
Like literally, he's into the
Andrew.
gym.
I have to translate for all these
Yeah.
terms. Dude, it's literally about him being alone, no friends, at home, nothing but protein powder, weights. Like they make a
That
point
sounds
of
kind
that.
of fun, but I get it.
And he's just locked in. He's just locked in on being Spider-Man. And the whole movie is kind of about like, yo, you need to open yourself up to more people, your friends and stuff like that, and don't
Doesn't
be
he have
alone.
that girlfriend Zendaya though?
In the last movie, he wipes her memory
Everybody,
because
yeah,
because
everybody
people are
forgot.
trying to kill her because
I didn't
that's his
know
girlfriend.
that.
And so
Yeah,
in
I
this
know that.
movie, he's been like for 5 years, he's been like looking at her from a distance like a fucking incel. You know what I mean? He's like, I fucking miss you. She's got a new boyfriend. He's Ecuadorian, and so he's getting cucked by an Ecuadorian guy, and he's like watching from a distance. And dude, like dude, I'm gonna be real with you. That new Spider-Man. I'm not just trying to talk about movies here, but he's like a depressed Gen Z incel. He's like, and you feel his pain. You really do like feel how sad it is. And there's a scene where I'm gonna spoil it for you guys really quick. There's a scene where one of the X-Men girls, because she's in the movie, she controls the mind of his ex-girlfriend and pretends like it's her. And she's like, "Oh, I missed you so much. I remember you now." And he kisses her, and this guy starts breaking down, crying. This is like a Spider-Man movie. It's not supposed to be that intense, But for 5 years, he's been alone, and he's like depressed, and he misses her, and then he breaks
That's a
down
good
crying.
example.
Yeah,
It's a good example.
No,
Without any spoiler alerts, I think that's probably like in the
I
trailer.
did spoil it. I did spoil
Yeah,
it.
that was, that was
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but
Well,
now it's done.
absolutely.
Spoilers are done. Everybody knows what happens now because nobody knew that Sadie Sink, the girl from Stranger Things, was playing Jean Grey, but now everybody knows. It's public now. That's the only spoiler. But
So-
the point is, this has affected us to the point where Hollywood institutions are now
Yeah.
showing us the aftermath of that.
Yeah.
Well, the culture.
Well, I mean, they're
that's where
capitalizing
movies
on it
come in.
because I mean, the Gen Z people that are going to see that, they're going to be able to relate to it and be like, "Oh, that was a great movie," because
Right.
they related to it.
Exactly.
They're going to be like, "That's literally me." And
Yeah.
they're going to be like, "That's literally me."
The culture's completely shifted. So let's move on from the dating aspect, and then now in general, what we think of earners, people that are employed that are making 250,000 or less. It seems like a lot of them, based on the statistic, are feeling like they're living paycheck to paycheck because they only have $500 or less, right? Every month at the end of all their expenses. What do you think that does to the overall culture outside of the dating and the economy, based on your guys' experience and
Wait,
what you think and all that?
could you reword it? Could you reword that question real quick?
So-
like shorten it.
Let me just read this then, the survey again. 64% of $50,000 to $100,000 earners and 41% of $100,000 to $250,000 earners live paycheck to paycheck, which is defined by having $500 or less every month after all your expenses. What do you guys think that does to the economy and overall culture in America?
I mean, I think
Outside
that-
of dating, because we already
yeah,
covered
it
dating.
definitely kills our social circle. That's for sure. Secludes us, like we were just talking about, and then it
Like with
I
friendship
think it halts-
circles, or what do you mean? Okay.
Say what?
Friendship circles.
Friendship
network.
circles, just communities. I mean,
Think about it. The less money you have in your pocket, the less things you're going to be coming out and doing.
Exactly.
Okay, go on.
Exactly.
Sorry. I just wanted to define
No.
that before you kept going.
And then, I mean, as far as the economy goes, I mean, it's going to slow it down because people are spending less because they have less to spend,
Mhm.
less discretionary income, right?
But what does that mean? That the top something percent of people are the people that are spending and driving what is the thing that is being bought, what is the thing that is becoming popular,
Mhm.
what is the thing that is a commodity to have now because they have it, whatever it is.
The top 10% earners drive most of consumer spending is the other part of the survey. So the top 10%, that's why it's a bifurcated economy where it's like it's a K-shaped economy where those that have money, they're assets keep going up. Those that don't have money or don't have assets, their
Wait.
income keeps going down because of inflation.
Their assets keep going up.
Yeah, so like in a bifurcated or in a K-shaped economy, bifurcated economy is what they're kind of expressing. Those who own assets, those who have income, they buy assets, right? So stocks, real estate, whatever. That portfolio of theirs keeps going up in price because of inflation, right? So those assets keep going up in value, and then those that don't have the ability to buy all this, they don't have their money go up, but it's just going down and down because they're spending all their money on items and consumerism, and inflation's beating essentially their income. So that's kind of the problem. So based on what you said, Nick, I could see the economy. Yes, people are buying less money. I mean, buying less furniture, doing less things, going out less. What is it called? Delayed way of living, right? People are getting married way later. So 100% agree with you on that with the economy situation. And that's really, really bad. But we got to ask ourselves, why is it like this? Besides, the obvious that AJ will go into, or maybe not into today, but a lot of it's credit card debt. A lot of it's auto insurance based on the study. And a lot of it also is medical bills. And also obviously rent, shelter, whatever. But things are just very difficult for everybody, especially young people. So that's kind of unfortunate. And if you really want to make it out there, you just got to be able to find ways to afford an asset. And I just don't know how.
Dude, if you want to make it out there, you need to have an idea no one's ever had before.
That's so hard.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It really is.
No, it's not. Maybe because your brain is older. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not. It's not.
I know from experience how difficult it can be. You're saying be an entrepreneur and be successful. You know how hard that is?
But Andrew, what kind of things were you thinking about? An app? Or what kind of app? Like real estate?
Ideas.
Finance?
You're saying ideas. Any idea within your profession?
No, within any profession. Dude, do you think I only think about film? I have 3 app ideas that I'm talking to 2 developers right now. It's just really hard to do them. And actually, bro, I've had one for 10 years and somebody already developed it. Not the way that I wanted to develop it, but somebody already did it. Okay. I've had this idea.
That's my point. You haven't done it yet because it's so hard.
But I've been talking to somebody, and if I focused on that, but what else have I been doing on for the last 7 years? I got $250,000 in financing to produce a pilot. And now we've won over 20 festivals, and I'm currently talking to some pretty big people. So I stuck to that, and I had an original idea. That was an original idea.
But I think you have a gloss over a gloss on your lens. I don't know is that how you say it, but majority of people don't have that ability, dude. They don't have
to do what?
Well, to comprehend how to structure ideas and make it into reality and actually be persistent. Most people are not persistent. Most people are lazy. So when you say, just have a good idea, you're going to do well. Just make an idea and you're going to make money.
We need to go back down to basics. We can't tell the fucking Goyim cattle that they can't come up with ideas. We can't tell these people, hey, you're too stupid to come up with an idea. We have to go back down to basics. What are the basics? Hey, don't corner yourself. Expand your mind. Expand it.
I agree and disagree.
Well, I'm telling people dream big. Dream big always. Dream big always. Dream big always. Okay. So
yeah, but sometimes you got to know you might not be that guy. Not saying you, but that person may not be the guy that's going to come up with the idea, implement the idea, form a team, execute the plan, and make it.
But if they're not that guy, then they're gonna ignore this message. And they'll just
what they should do. Here's my point. I mean, if we're gonna take it with your advice, what you should do is figure out whether you are that guy or not. Usually, you kind of know realistically if you are or you're not.
Not that
you
guy.
You either have it or you don't.
Not that guy.
You find a group. You find a group that you believe in, whoever it is, and you gravitate towards a person that you think could be successful, and you help that person get there, and then you all go as a team. That's how
I disagree completely. You need to be that person. You need to do everything yourself. Don't ever don't wait on anybody to do anything. You need to do everything yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm
not saying you wait for someone to help you.
Listen, if I would have waited around for me to hook on to somebody that's going to do something, I would have never done anything, because nobody that I know personally has done what I'm doing.
But that's because you believe you're that guy. That's
why. No, I know I'm that guy, because
that's different.
Other
a lot of people don't think that way.
Have latched themselves onto me and now are steadily twiddling their thumbs and waiting for me to come back with the package. But you know what? That's me. And you're
going to bring them up with you, aren't you? Those people that are attaching themselves to you.
but we need more of those people. So what I'm saying is, don't just wait around and start like feeding off the guy doing this. Dude, I'm a crazy person. You know how I am. I'm very intense, and that intensity drives my project forward. That's the reality of it. I'm the reason why my project is where it's at now.
Yeah.
So I'm telling somebody, if you are that person, be that person and
Okay,
stick to
that's
it.
better.
And have, but hold up. If Andrew's right too, if you don't got that and you ain't that guy, pal, and this message is on deaf ears, find somebody doing something, latch onto them, help them in every
Help
way
them,
you can.
yes. Don't be
Help them.
freeloader.
Literally be at their beck and call, and they will worship you, because I don't appreciate anybody more than I appreciate the guy that helps me. You know, I have friends like Andrew, like Nick, people that I work with on projects that I appreciate totally, totally, completely. And they help you in every way and in different ways. So you need to give them everything that you can, help them. And they're probably a mess. If you find that guy, he's probably a fucking mess and his life is probably crumbling. I'm not talking because mine is, but he's probably a mess and his life is probably crumbling. Give him everything, dude. Any help, he needs it. And he will give you the world afterwards. Believe me.
Sounds like
if you're not that guy.
Find the wolf pack is what it is. That's what we're kind of coming to an agreement to.
For sure.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is, because I don't want to diminish somebody who's going to be the wolf that guides everybody. There can only be one. We need multiple.
Oh no, no. There's so much room for many.
So
leaders.
in my group of people, which is film crew, right? Film people back home and people that see what I'm doing and they want to help me. And they're like, this guy is a mess, but he's leading this somewhere, and I'm gonna follow him. And amazing. And I thank everybody, and I will give everybody 40 acres and fucking 16 meals when it's done. You know what I mean? But that's me with film. Everybody has it in music, real estate, whatever. Everybody has somebody that they need to follow. This is true. Andrew's right about this. So if you are that person that needs to follow, fucking help, dude. Help, learn everything. And who knows? Maybe you'll be inspired and you'll learn enough that you'll create something yourself,
Right. Yep. And I don't think
can you add on to
I don't think
this?
you're intense, AJ. I think you're passionate.
Somebody told me the other day, don't use the word passionate to describe yourself. And I said, why?
Why not?
And they said, because passion is synonymous with suffering. And then I thought about the passion of the Christ, and that makes sense. It is like the suffering of the Christ, right? Regardless if it's a positive thing because it dies for our sins, it is the passion, like the suffering of Christ. And I was like, well, I'm not suffering for anybody the way Christ did, so I'm not passionate. I'm intense, and I know that I'm intense. Fucking Arab and Latino, dude. I'm fiery, so it's okay.
Fire. There you go. Fire is a little better. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's a mix between what both of you were saying, right? I mean, you need to find. I mean, I think everybody inherently has that drive and creativity in them. It's just a matter of how much, right?
I don't think so. I think Andrew's right. I wasn't disagreeing with Andrew.
Most people are cattle.
He's right. I wasn't disagreeing with Andrew, but I'm trying to put out a bat symbol for the elite human capital. The elite human capital, right, Andrew? We need elite human capital. Right. You know what I mean?
I think Nick is right though, slightly, but not really. Mainly not.
You can disagree with me. It's all right.
No, I think you might have a point. Like the person that you're talking about, every individual, right, in America has what you're saying, supposedly, which they don't. In their room, in their small little space, their safe space, wherever it is. And I'm not being like political, but wherever they feel safe, whether they're taking a shower, whatever, no one's around, they feel at their most peak confidence. Maybe as soon as they open the door to society, it's over. Their dreams and their confidence is diminished and gone, and that's why I don't think it's.
But I think that's something that's right. It doesn't mean that they inherently don't have that drive, creativity, those type of qualities. It's just it's been suppressed. The reality is they don't know how to. They don't know how to utilize it. They don't know how to tap into it. They don't know how to take action on it. Right. And I mean, I think that's a huge reason why the self-help economy is so huge for that reason, to help people tap into. Right. We lost AJ.
It's too distracting. Go on.
Yeah, to tap into those qualities that people inherently have. right? I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
I think you're a nice
there's
guy
things.
though, and I think you're too nice sometimes, and I think you
No,
keep it very
I mean,
positive for most.
I don't care. That's all right. That's how I was raised. That's part of who I am. I like to see,
Yeah, you have hope
the
in everyone.
potential in people. I'm able to see the potential in people,
You
right?
should have been a
Whether they're
priest,
able
dude.
to see it in themselves
Bring me
now
back.
or ever
I
in the
got something to
future.
say. I got something to
Hold
say.
on, hold on.
Oh, now he comes back in.
Nick is right. I agree with Nick to an extent, right? But what I'm trying to say is we're all right. I do see the best in people, and I think everybody has it in them to pick something, focus on it, and bring it into fruition. This is actually one of the soul things that we have. Maybe beavers have it too, and some of the birds, but we can like see something, know how to do it, and create it, and then it's there. You know what I mean? Like this is a human trait. We can think of something. I thought of this. I rolled it up, and now I'm smoking it.
I guess when you see it in a simplified manner, yeah, like, hey, my garden, I want to improve it. I want to make it nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that. And
That's
inherently,
all it
it's in me
takes.
to make it a nice garden, and it's possible. I think if
That's
you
all
think
it
of
takes.
in the small nature of things and not trying to accomplish like something huge, even though some people would call that a huge accomplishment, So I guess Nick has sort of a point, but
You're right.
So,
It's subjective.
AJ, I want to know your opinion about this. Okay, so let's get on the spiritual side a little bit, right? So if say God is the ultimate creator or whoever you believe in the universe.
Hold
whatever,
on. Look
right?
at Andrew getting flustered because it's not
Oh
about
my-
finance
this
at
is
all.
I know.
this isn't fucking
Thank
religious-
God, Nick. Thank God, Nick. Let's get some views out of this. Let's get some viewers
Right?
for him. Let's go ahead.
No, so I want to see what you have to say about this. No, because we're talking about people being creative, right? And be able to take action on their creative ideas, whatever it is, right? So the whole idea of, okay, God is the ultimate creator or the universe, whatever, whoever you believe in. But for AJ and I, it'd be God is the ultimate creator. So then he made us in his image, right? So then that inherently puts
That's
us
true.
and given us that some of that creative power, qualities, thought process, etc. So what do you think about that, Andrew or AJ?
No, I think you got it on the head, dude.
Yeah,
Everything I've
gotta
ever
give you
done,
credit too.
everything I've ever created is
Mm-hmm.
is straight from the Godhead of God. You see what I'm saying? Like the mind of God, right? And so any idea I've had, Andrew, let me tell you something really quick. Well, I'll get back to it, Nick, but let me just interject with this. To reach a loyal audience that we can go live with. Oh, listen.
Yeah.
To reach a loyal audience that we can go live with, and they can super chat us and send 20 to
that's
50.
next.
Listen,
That's
and send
next.
20. How are you ever going to achieve that, guy? Send $20 to $50 every time. This is what they do, dude. Every time they send 20 to 50, 100, multiple guys.
Yes.
To do this, we need to get people down to the spiritual level.
I agree. No.
Truly.
I agree.
Yeah.
No. I'm not disagreeing.
They need to see who you are, who Nick is, who I am, and they'd be like, I want to give these guys money, dude. These guys
I like
are
this
me.
topic. No. I was just.
You can cut this out if you want, by the way. It's just me telling you right now. And, there's a very interesting book that my mom gave me. I don't remember what it's called, bro, but she gave it to me in high school. I never finished it. I'm going to be honest with you. I should have. I'm a bad person. But I was reading it a little bit, and it was about how ideas come in waves to people, to all of us. And some people grab them and some people don't.
Right.
It was essentially like, and it's like, I do think that there are some elements of creation that we do that it will never, ever be able to be a fraction of a comparison to creating life, creating the universe. But it is a comparison to creation for sure. It's a, we create life, we create children, and then we create music about them. And then we create films about them. And so we're creating this emotional thing that carries us. And, it's almost like God created this and we've just never stopped creating.
No, exactly. I mean, everything around us, somebody thought up and we've created the computer, the camera, the microphone.
You guys also have hope. I love it.
Yeah,
you guys,
exactly. This is the house. You know what I mean?
One of you guys should get a ChatGPT image of you two like embracing each other, and like you guys become spokespeople and go all around the country and start talking. It'd be kind of interesting.
You're
you
kidding,
get the
but
sentimental side with Nick, and then you get the comedy with AJ.
We would make a killing. We would make a killing. We would make a killing.
Have you guys seen There Will Be Blood?
No.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you know the guy that's a preacher, the guy, the actor you hate, AJ. I can
Paul
see
Dano.
Nick performing and like yelling to the audience.
You
He
could
has
see
that.
Nick. You could see Nick doing that, not me. You could
Yes,
see Nick doing it.
What?
it would look much more entertaining seeing him do it versus you do.
And then I go,
Anyways,
I drink your milkshake, Nick. And I'm just kidding.
where's that from?
That's Daniel Day-Lewis, dude. That's the most famous scene in that movie, dude.
In that movie, he says milkshake.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
like
I don't know that.
they're at a restaurant, and he goes and he's explaining the differences between them and how he's a fucking piece of shit. He's like, I'm the devil, dude. I drink your milkshake. I take it and I drink it up. I drink it all up.
Oh, it's been too long for me since I watched it, but that's
a
awesome.
good scene. But no, listen, I feel like that's a really good thing you brought up, Andrew. And sorry, Nick and Andrew. Let me tell you, it seems like the future of things is hopium, is hopecore. People are tired of this depressing shit. So as Spider-Man starts off like super depressing, it's not super depressing. It's just like this guy's sad, you know. It is like hopium. Like Punisher and him are joking the whole time. It's very like, you know, very comedy. It's very lighthearted. And then him and his friends, he gets back with his friends at the end, and it's like everything is kind of perfect. It's everything, and he saves.
Just give the whole money away. I mean, the whole movie.
The whole movie.
It's been out a week already. Go watch it, and if you haven't gone watch it, it's okay because it already made the most money of fucking any movies ever made.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear about that.
Yeah,
but anyway,
you're right. You're thinking culture is going to shift to hope.
The culture is complete hopium. It's hope core. There's no room for negativity anymore. That's why I'm trying to wake some people up that are negative. I'm like, bro, you're gonna get left behind, and you're gonna feel.
Would you
bad.
say Nick is negative or no?
No, wake some people
Nick?
up.
This Nick. No, I don't think Nick's negative. I think he's actually very hopeful. Actually, he's very positive. I think
Nick's
actually very calm. It's a different kind of. He's got like calm positivity that some people might think is like aloofness, but it's actually
most of the time. At least.
Yeah.
Nick, wouldn't you say you became like this ever since you became more Catholic? I feel like you've changed a little bit in the last 2 to 3 years.
No, I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, I've always been.
Well, you became more
I
religious.
grew up Catholic. I would go to church every week.
Yeah, but
I mean, I just been through a lot of shit. I've been through a lot of shit the past 3 years. Fucking everything that I built, spent 20 years doing, just fucking started to crumble under my feet. So, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
It's either
maybe that's
make the best of it and work through the shit pile, or fucking, like I said, go jump off a bridge. Like,
and still he gives all glory to God, even though he's had to start from scratch. You know why? And you know why? This is why The Dark Knight Rises is kind of an okay movie. It's a bad movie essentially, but it's an okay movie. They break his back. They break Batman's back. They destroy all his toys. They steal his Batmobile, and he's like, I gotta build it all back up from scratch. And he fucking fixes his back. It's like we need stuff like that again. That was the early 2000s. Yeah. We need stuff like that in the culture again. Hopium. Nick's Batman in the cave right now, fixing his back. You know what I mean? Right. And
literally and figuratively.
And he's climbing the thing with the rope. You remember he's climbing. He's trying to climb out, and people are like, oh, you know. And we're all doing that. We're all doing that.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing that to sell the biggest fucking house, get a better client. I'm doing that to get the biggest fucking budget I can find. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're all doing this in other reasons. You know, for whatever. So it's hopium.
Let's move on to something within this category, which is still young people. Another statistics shows 25 to 34-year-olds, so young adults, still live with their parents, and they're employed. They're working. They're not like unemployed people that have not their shit together. They're employed people still living with their parents. What do you think that does for housing in terms of the problems now and into the future and things like that? Because it seems like it's not. Some people argue that it's not a jobs problem. It's a income problem, right? Well, I guess it's tied into jobs, or a lot of people say it's housing.
Yeah. So just on that point, it's a both problem. It's a jobs problem. It's an income problem. It's both, right? And as far as how it's affecting the real estate market, I mean, it's definitely slowing it down. There's I mean, I was having a conversation with Jared the other day, and he has a whole handful of properties that he's trying to offload, and he's able to get good deals, but he's not able to offload them. So, and in all categories, whether it's wholesaling, fix and flips, on market, in every category. So
Because no one can buy them.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
actually, let me rewind real quick. Sorry, Nick.
Choosing to, right? And back on the point of young adults living with their parents. I mean,
yes. Wait. Before you go on, because I realized I never said the stat. I just read the sentence. I forgot to add the stat. Okay. It's 70% of young adults living with their parents, 25 to 34-year-olds.
Yes.
I don't know if that's correct, though. I feel like that might be on the... Sorry, I might have it mixed up. It's definitely 70% of young adults from 25 to maybe it was 18 to 25, and then the huge sample size 25 to 34 might be a different percentage. But it doesn't matter, I guess. A lot of people do it.
A good portion of young adults are still living with their parents. And I mean, maybe they went to college, couldn't find a job, went back and moved in. They found a job, but it wasn't enough for them to, live in the city they want to be in. So they went and moved to save money. Right. I mean, for example, like my younger brother, he just moved back in with my dad, to save money. So, I mean, I think, well, there's two pieces here, right? The American culture mindset is, okay, yeah, you go to college, get a job, or at least it was, right? Go to college, get a job, and then you're out on your own, right? There's no like going back. Whereas a lot of other places, like for example, in Italy, it's more the norm to stay with your parents, with your family until you get married, right? And then you're living with your spouse. So you're always necessarily living with somebody. You always have kind of that financial support, So I mean, I think it depends, but it definitely is, I would say, slowing the real estate market. I think for better or for worse. And maybe you probably have a better understanding, Andrew, than I do, but
for sure, you would have a better understanding than us.
I want to hear AJ's point of view, but just something to clarify on what I think you might have missed or didn't mention was the Caucasian Americans for the longest time were like, turn 18, you're out of the house. But a lot of other cultures, they tend to stay in. However, over time, it's been more that everybody has to stay with their parents now just because of the financial problems of everybody. So anyways, we'll go into housing problem, how that fucks everything up. But AJ, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, as Nick was saying this and as Nick was replying to you, I was also thinking about how many of my friends live at home with their parents still. And I think it's like 2 or 3.
But how many friends would you say? What percentage of friends is that?
I'm trying to I pull in. Oh, actually, I guess those don't really count though. If I pull maybe out of 10 friends.
Okay, so that's 30% of your friends are living at home. That's a lot.
I'd say maybe 3 or 4. Yeah,
that's 40% of your friends. That's a shit.
35-40% maybe.
That's a lot.
Maybe even 5. Yeah. So and what I was going to say is they are employed, and one of them makes very fucking good money.
So sometimes it's not necessarily by
he's a genius.
Or by choice.
He's a genius. He was living alone, and now he moved back. But
let me go ahead. I wanted to go off of what Nick's saying.
That's an interesting point you said. No, I was going to say also an interesting point you said, which is like it's completely normal in Europe. You stay with your parents. You know what I mean? And dude, guess where else that's kind of normal? South America. Like until you.
Let me ask you guys this though, because I don't really know the history, recent history, the last 50, 100 years in Europe or South America. But is it because of their choice to live in multi-generational households, or was it because it's so poor in those countries for the longest time? There's no way to make a career out there, really. In many ways, most people are poor out there. So is that the reason? Are we becoming them essentially? Is that what's happening? I think that's kind of more so the case. I don't even think it's more so the culture to be with my grandma in the house.
Let's break that down. Let's break that down. What are the rich people doing? And what have they always done in Europe? Let's just use Europe, right? What have rich people? So is the countess of some fucking country, mind you, those people are not the presidents. They're just like a royalty thing, right? Is the countess or the princess of some country, is she living with her parents from 18 to 30?
Well, I don't know if we should stick to the top of the top half
Well,
percent elitist.
because we're worried about becoming the opposite of them, right? Of being like the peasant class from Europe. That's what you're saying. Like, are we becoming the peasant class of Europe?
Yeah.
Right, or South America.
So what does the opposite of the peasant class do? Do they do this too?
Right.
I'm
I
trying
see
to
your
figure
point.
out, is this just a normal human thing, or is this an economical thing? You see?
I mean, I think it's a more normal human thing. I mean, if you go back to, I don't know, tribal days, we all lived with the community, our families. You know what I mean? Until
I
we
think so
married,
too.
had families of our own. But I think
so
the
too.
elitist, yeah. I mean, they're living in mansions, so does that count as living on your own or not? You know, like.
But they can afford to go live somewhere else alone, and maybe they do for a bit,
Right.
but eventually they come back and they want to be with their
I
family.
don't know. I don't think we
Yeah.
know. You and I or Nick know enough of what royalty does. I haven't
Okay,
read
well
up on-
let's
just say rich people. Rich
Okay.
people, regular rich
Well,
people. in
But
South
that's what I
America,
meant.
Europe.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
They're considered like royalty there, right? That's why I'm using,
Kind of.
because in Europe, what is the ultimate? Okay, some like tech bro's daughter. Okay, what is she doing? She's probably living on her own. Like has like a plat, because
I know what they do.
property.
They
everywhere.
travel. They travel. The kids travel. The young adults travel all parts of Europe, all parts of South America, wherever they're on their continent or whatever. And then
They come back home.
they come back home. And then they get married immediately, though. Boom. So they're really not home with their parents too much, I don't think. I think that's the answer.
But the answer that we're looking for is it normal? Is it a human thing to have a hub with your family, right?
Yes.
To have a
Yes.
hub, a home base where you come
Yes,
back
it is.
to.
It is normal.
And I think it's absolutely normal and it's necessary actually for your identity as a person and your identity as the family. The family struggles when they don't have
Yes.
a hub.
Agreed.
Obviously, they don't have a home.
I mean, it makes it harder
Now-
to have a family in general, to have kids, because majority of those other places, they have their, parents, the kids' grandparents there to take care of them when needed, right? You have that kind of support system, whereas in the US, it's much less than in other places.
Would you guys say then is part of being inherent in us and also because of financial impacts? Or would you say this is happening more so because the other point is it happening more so because people are immature and they don't want to be an adult and they're trying to be like Peter Pan? So they want to always be a mom and dad.
Well, what is the opposite of being Peter Pan? Being Captain Hook?
Okay, this is bad fucking
No,
this is bad
it's
analogies
not.
because I don't know Captain Hook anymore. I don't remember, dude. That was like ages
No,
ago.
well, I wouldn't say
I
Captain
said
Hook.
Peter Pan because it's known. Peter Pan is
Well,
a
he's the
known
bad
phrase.
guy. Well, he's the bad guy
Right,
of the
right.
story, and he's the
But Peter
adult.
Pan doesn't want to grow up. He doesn't want to have. He doesn't want to. He wants to be around the
to be
kids
in
all the
Never
time.
Neverland.
I'm not defending that because I have some friends that are cooked mentally because of that. But what I'm saying is, what does it mean to be an adult? Does that mean ignoring your parents, moving away as far away from them? Because we have an American culture here, whereas I need to move as far away from home as possible.
No.
I got to get away from
Right.
these people. So what is Peter? So if we're gonna call those people, you're Peter Pan. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like,
I'm asking
well,
a question. I'm not saying that's what they are. I'm asking.
I know,
a question.
I know, but I've heard this from other people before of like, oh, like, are we just going to be like Peter Pan? And it's like, okay, well, what is the medium here? Because I know I have friends that literally are like, I'll never grow up. I just want to smoke weed and play video games and not get a job. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, some of us, we still do some of those things, but we are growing up. Like we are adults.
Wait a second. Now that you're saying all this, it's making me remember and think. Captain Hook was reality in the movie. He was reality to adulthood. I remember that. Some people argue he was technically the good guy. And I remember reading up on that recently.
I think there's a happy medium here where just because you want to stay close to your family doesn't mean you're Peter Pan, or that you don't want to grow up. That means like, I recognize that I'm not accepting this culture where I should be far from my family. You know what I mean? That because of my parents' political views, I shouldn't really talk to them anymore. Whatever it is.
Right.
You see
but
what
it
I'm
is
saying?
affecting the economy. Household formations is just not happening. People aren't like getting married. People are all getting old, just living with their parents. Their parents are becoming the parent again, and their kids are just staying with them. And I don't know. I don't think that's a good thing. But I do see the middle ground where it's a happy medium, right? So I don't know. I think it's not good. I think if things were like they used to be around our parents' era or when we were kids or before them too,
like the boomer
I'd be having a lot more clients right now at our age, and I don't. I have like none. So it sucks.
Well, what I was trying to get to is, I think for the last maybe 40, 50 years, right? We've had this like boom, 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 capitalistic Wall Street, bam, bing, bang, fast, 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 get out, go, you're alone, make it reality, right? And so it's like, I'm 18, time to live alone, time to get a job, time to go to college. We already talked about like the life path, right? That doesn't exist anymore at all. So if that doesn't exist, I mean, very little, and especially if like, what are you going to major in? You know, it depends what you're going to major in. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think we're still going to see a lot of that actually on the high income. So that's where it's bifurcated economy. So the people that are doing well, right, on the K-shape, whatever, they're going to keep going right out of the household. They're going to go to travel the world. They're going to go to school. They're going to live on their own. And then the majority of people are not. So I don't think it's dead. But I think overall for the mass population, and yeah, it's probably dead.
Well, so then it's going to die out. If the mass population has no access to it and it's just very small, then it's only a matter of time before it gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah,
and smaller.
yeah. That's a good point.
Or it grows and grows and grows to the mass populations in a different way that's watered down and is no longer this thing that we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Maybe.
Okay, so let's end this.
All right, guys. I hope you loved our video today. I hope you loved seeing me spurg out about Spider-Man. Like, subscribe, comment. Don't watch the Odyssey, but watch Spider-Man.
I like the Odyssey. All right, guys.
Just kidding. Give us a follow. Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Full count.